Yo, Hendel here with Average Dude Slow Pitch. Today, we're out here at Apodaca Park in New Mexico, and we're getting a chance to bring you the all-new Onyx Matrix bats. We've got the 13.5 inch. This is gonna be a flexier one, meant to start higher compression, requires break-in period, and then kind of hold compression a lot longer. Whereas the white one, the 12.5 inch, it's gonna be a stiffer handle, and it's meant to be a game-ready model. So we're gonna throw these on the compression tester like normal, see where they test at. Based on kind of the numbers, we'll probably end up swinging the black one a little bit more since it requires the break-in, and then just a handful of swings to get used to it, and then velo for you. Goal here is to get all these swings done as quickly kind of as possible. We are again in the windy season in New Mexico for the next month or two. We're looking at some pretty high winds pretty quick. So it's about 8 in the morning. It's just at 60, 63 degrees, I think, when I just looked at it. Should be about 70, 75 by the time we're completely done. But we'll get the swings, all Pro M's today. Nothing kind of crazy with the balls. Come back, velo, final thoughts. Real quick, we're gonna go ahead and throw the Onyx Matrixes on the scale. First up is gonna be our 12-inch model, which you can see here is the white model we talked about a little bit in the intro. U-trip stamp up for consistency. It's what we do with all the bats. Let that sit on 0. And kind of as expected, right at 250. These are meant to be pretty much game ready. If you saw the Big Chef one-piece momentum review, that one started at 250 as well. 100 swings in, was still sitting at 250. So that's kind of the goal there. They're not meant for a lot of BP. So we're gonna throw probably only about 50 swings on each for the sake of that. But let's see where the 13-inch model tests first. Make sure we're kind of got 2 game ready models here. That's it at 0. And there you go. So the 13-inch one starting just under 300. So what you got there is you got the 12-inch, which is going to be more of your game-ready model, and then obviously the 13-inch require a little bit more BP. Perfect that we're doing those kind of side by side. We'll get swings on both. Probably a few extra swings here on the 13-inch just to kind of bring that compression down, see where they finish, how they perform. All right, let's see what these Onyx Matrixes give us. We're going to start with the 13-inch model just because it tested higher. It was just under 300. Our goal is to get about 75 here on this one before velo, and then we're only looking to probably get 30-ish swings on this one, probably 10 from each of us, just to get comfortable with it before velo, just because it was a 250 model, assuming it's gonna feel pretty game ready. So let's try them both out. We'll get velo, final compression, kind of final thoughts. All right, and for New Mexico, again, it's probably 8:30 in the morning. We're out here still trying to beat the wind, starting nice and early. We've got wind blowing pretty much dead into the first base dugout. So we're out here, we've probably only got an hour and a half until this wind gets kicking up, gusting, so we'll get what we can done for you guys as well. But let's check out these matrices and see how they perform. Through the first few swings, it definitely is performing better than a bat that tested right at that sub 300 mark, so 290, whatever it is. Sweet spot feels pretty good. Good feedback overall. The last one, I think it came off pretty good, but I definitely caught it higher in the barrel, so more forgiving than I would have anticipated. If you saw our video with the Valkyrie, that one we had people telling us 600-700 swings before it got real good. I'm gonna guess this one's compression will come down a little bit faster than that. I'm not saying it'll come down super fast, we'll find out, but definitely forgiving so far. Ball's definitely coming off. We'll continue going, see how forgiving it is. A little bit of flex to it from what I can tell so far as well.
Relax.
We're not even recording. Nice swing. 90. Yeah, see, that was lower on the barrel. Still came off pretty good. No sting, that's for sure.
Oh, that was face mask.
Try. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like that was the hardest of swings. I mean, and we just hit our second fence on the other side. It either hit the second fence or went right into the fencing on this one. But either way, we're at 360, 370 plus on a bat that's, again, testing high. There you go. 90.
Okay, so I didn't feel a big flex on this. It's supposed to be a flex handle. I think it was very formidable. Great sweet spot. I don't feel like I missed a lot of balls, even the ones that got, you know, hit towards the taper. there is a slight response in the hands, but all in all, it feels great. I mean, it definitely gives you a good feedback when you catch a sweet spot. I've rotated the bat every swing, and it feels pretty consistent all the way around, which is also hard to find in some bats. So, all in all, good.
We put it up into the wind and we still were halfway up the trees. So again, not a lot of wind. It does probably change a little bit up there, but enough that we got a bat at 275 plus. I'm assuming it hasn't come down that fast between all of our swings, but performing that well.
I liked it. It had a lot of automatic feedback. Automatic. I need that flex, basically, in a nutshell. You know me, Hendo. All the flex I can get, I'll take.
There you go. Yeah, good feel for sure. Good feel. Too much launch angle, but we get it to just short of the track. So yeah, so between the three of us, again, I think everyone kind of agree it's pretty darn forgiving for where it started. We're gonna go ahead. Velo, we're at about 60, 70 swings on at this point. So by the time we're done with Velo, between the three of us, we're looking at just under 100 swings. Then we'll get that final compression. Let's go ahead, hop over to 12-inch real quick, and then we'll jump over to Velo with both of them. Okay. Yeah, first swing, you notice a different sound, 100%. I mean, knowing what I know now, that one obviously needs some swings to get to where this one's at, but the 13-inch is perfectly capable of being a gamer from the start. But this thing, we're all at the top of the trees on the first swing, so not a BP bat by any means. Obviously, we'll see where the compression's at when we get our 50-ish swings total between field and velo. Yeah, there's your game ready model right there.
Right there, automatic. Don't try to swing for it, let it rip. This one is definitely game ready out of the wrapper. Immediate difference was between the 12 and the 13. This one definitely had an automatic feedback. It came in at 250, you know. So
yep.
On your first swing, if you square it up, it's gonna give you that feedback that you want, that you need. Game ready. I wouldn't BP too much with this bat. In danger of making it not legal anymore. So that's my opinion.
That was a bad swing too. See where it ends up. I mean, right at the track and over, so. And that was a little higher. I think that's the ball mark from it. So definitely kind of pretty forgiving for a 12-inch. Off the top of the batter's eye.
Yeah, excellent.
Sweet.
Excellent feel on the hands.
So between the two, what's the diff? Does one feel flexed in the other? Or pretty much the same?
I feel it was a very similar flex. The problem is I'm slightly biased towards the 12-inch barrels, and it feels really good, but definitely a lot more response from this Game Ready bat. I'm not saying that that one's bad. It's definitely good. They both feel great, but it's a matter of preference. Do you prefer 13 or 12-inch barrels? Either which way, you're not going to go wrong with either one. They're both great.
Way over the batter's eye.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so just like I kind of thought, this testing where it did, starting at 250, again, you gotta saw everyone swing it, different sound, different feel, pretty darn forgiving for the most part, but centered up on the barrel, kind of that end for Onyx, that is your no kidding sweet spot. Outside of that, you do lose a little bit, but you don't typically expect a lot of forgiveness and top performance on 12 inches outside of that, but catch that, it's gonna fly. Slightly outside, still performs really well, not gonna sting your hands, but let's go ahead and hop over. We'll velo both, starting with the 13-inch and then back over to the 12, and then compression.
"91 miles per hour. 81 miles per hour. 102 miles per hour.
102 knuckleball, I like that.
79 miles per hour. 99 miles per hour.
It's probably a line drive out to the center fielder, unfortunately.
90 miles per hour. 89 miles per hour.
13.5-inch model. I like the flex. I'm older, so I need a little bit more flex with my bat. It does have a lot of feedback immediately.
87 miles per hour.
Okay.
103 miles per hour. 102 miles per hour.
Yeah, so the 13.5, again, we'll see where the compression's at, but those are some pretty good speeds. If the 12.5 is gonna blow this out of the water being game ready, I'm all for it, but you can't really ask for a lot more. You saw everyone's velos, 13.5. Let's try the 12.5.
108 miles per hour. 92 miles per hour. 90 miles per hour. 106 miles per hour.
How many?
106 over the batter's eye.
86 miles per hour.
Yep.
82 miles per hour.
Taper.
104 miles per hour. 92 miles per hour. 87 miles per hour. 102 miles per hour.
Yeah, so you saw the speeds with the 12.5. It's exactly like Onyx's website states. Game ready here, starts nice and low. We'll see where the final compression's at on both of them, but speeds were significantly higher. Average-wise here, again, you'll see the averages at the end of the video. I'll post side by side what the 13.5 was at, along with final compression, 12.5 final compression, but let's see what those final compressions are. Final thoughts. All right, now that swings and velo are complete here with the Onyx Matrix bats, let's go ahead and get the final compression on them. We'll start with the 13.5-inch Matrix. This is meant to be, again, the one that started higher compression, holds compression, and needs kind of those swings, which is kind of what we saw performance-wise after hearing everyone kind of give their feedback on it. Dial it up to 0, let it sit. And to be honest, it hasn't really moved at all. We're still at just under 300, right where we started, and we're probably 75-ish swings in. So for as good as it performed, how good it felt, that's kind of a great sign in my mind. Now we'll kind of look at the 250 compression 12.5-inch on or Matrix, which again, if this is anything like Big Chef's momentum, it's gonna hold that 250 mark for a while. Big Chef's got us, I think, 100 swings with no issues, and we will see where this one's at. That sit at 0. Cool, so this one came down pretty significantly there. Let's go ahead and 1/4 turn, just make sure nothing wonky there. And like we do with any bat that fails compression, we'll throw the disc on there as well. Oh, let's keep that from rolling, hang on. There we go. Let that sit on 0. So just under 240 on that side, probably 230 at that point. So 230, and making sure I didn't screw up this side. We'll go back to that UAAA stamp up real quick. It might have rolled and touched kind of the wall or whatever. It can be finicky at times. Or it's just that side might have got more swings. We'll find out. Yeah, so just under 240 on one side, so 230 and then like 210. So definitely failing, but again, this bat's meant to be a game ready bat. We did have these sitting in the shade afterwards, so real quick calibration is 350 plus minus 25. So the barrels kind of got time to cool down and whatnot, but can be expected. If you go to Onyx's site, it'll even tell you this one's not really meant for BP. It's purely a game ready bat. And as we found with the previous ones, with some of the other Onyx that were game ready, like the Momentum, 2-piece Momentum that is, all you had to do was game it and it lasted a lot longer. When you put the competitive swings out here in the heat and stuff, we have seen them drop relatively quick. So calibration disc, and we're sitting just under that 375 mark, so it is within calibration. We're gonna go ahead and, like I said, adjust it one time, just make sure I didn't touch any of the walls, since again, these testers can be finicky. We wanna make sure everything's right. There we go. Hope we can get this done before these gusts keep kicking up a wind on us. Let us sit on 0 again, there it is. Okay, cool, so yeah, we're within calibration, both tests, so we'll talk about a little bit more about both the bats and the final thoughts. All right, and we're field swings, velo, and final compression complete here again with the Onyx Matrix bats. As a reminder, 13.5-inch barrel. They're both end loaded. This is meant to be your higher compression, which you saw there from the start, and got a hold compression meant kind of for BP. The 12.5-inch, again, end loaded, stiffer handle, flexor handle, meant to be your game ready, really no BP at all. If you are gonna BP it, based on what we saw with compression, I would go with like 52s and still not a whole bunch, but this is so forgiving. Honestly, you really won't need any swings with it. If you absolutely wanna have something you can BP, these feel similar enough to where you could make this your BP bat. Just know that you're going with a flexor handle. So if you have higher swing speed, you are gonna get the flex here versus kind of that stiffer handle here. But all in all, with both of them, 100% this is game ready. You saw the performance on it. Exit velos matched with the fact that it is kind of that game ready 250 performance. With this one, it still felt good out of the wrapper, a little bit softer off that sweet spot than the 12-inch, which makes sense on the longer, or 12.5-inch, which makes sense on the 13.5. But as we got more and more swings, it definitely opened up more. We swung this one first for both guys because, as you saw, as they mentioned, they both liked how this performed. And then once they swung this, not that it changed what they liked about this one, but this one was just a completely different ball game, much hotter straight out of the wrapper. And so what that tells you is they're both great bats. If you want something you can BP, here it is. If you want something just to kind of pick up, take to tournaments, game it a whole bunch until it does fail, this is gonna be the one to go there. Regardless of which one you want to pick up or any other Onyx product, head over to onyxsoftball.com. You can use our code ADS. That'll save you on anything over there, including their Pro M balls or any of the other softballs they have on there or any other gear. That code also works with Elite Sports, which I know at times carries some different bat models as well. So feel free to head over to Elite Sports. All of that's down in the link tree at the bottom of the video, so you don't have to remember these codes. They'll take you to the different pages with codes, affiliate links, things like that to save you money and whatnot on any gear that you might want. But all in all, with that being said, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was informative and helps you make a decision on kind of which of these you want to pick up, and will help you kind of decide in the future of what am I going to do as far as BPing, not BPing, all that kind of stuff as well. So if you have any questions, as always, reach out. We appreciate you supporting the channel. Have a great day.